You held me within you. I was from you, of you, a part of you. But the day I came into this world, you gave me to the world. You left me to make me better. But you left me to wonder of a mother's love and of my worth. October 21st, 1971, I was born to a woman I wouldn't meet again until I was 33. Because the day I was born, she gave me away. I do not remember anything about my biological mother, but I am convinced that my psyche must have been deeply wounded as a newborn. I learned that a social worker let her hold me one time in secret, as any direct contact between mother and child being given up was strictly forbidden by the nuns who served as the nurses in the hospital maternity ward. I can feel in my soul the gut-wrenching sadness of holding her baby for the first and last time. I can feel on my face her hot tears anointing me with her pain. I can hear in my heart the animal-like sound that must have escaped from her throat when the social worker took me out of her arms forever. I was brought home to my new family on November 16th, 1971. I often wonder where I was for those first 25 days of my life. 25 entire days lost somewhere, never to be found. Did people hold me? Did I cry? Who fed me and changed my diapers? Who gave me my first bath? Did anyone whisper sweet words into my ear or tenderly kiss my feet? Did anyone sing me a lullaby? I have always known I was adopted. Not only did my parents manage to teach this truth to me, they were able to weave it into the very essence of who I knew myself to be. I consider myself special because I was chosen by my parents. They raised me to believe that my biological mother did the best thing possible by choosing a better life for me. But gradually, I became aware of the fact that by choosing a better life for me, she also made the decision not to choose me. A consequence of being adopted is the undeniable sense of not belonging, of having no roots. It's a subtle, irritating feeling of deep aloneness that cannot be satisfied no matter how many people you surround yourself with. In an attempt to find a sense of belonging that I so desperately craved, I decided to register with an adoption website. I listed basic facts about my birth. It was a very safe, half-hearted attempt to discover my roots because I actually wasn't searching for a person. I merely gave information about myself on the off chance that someone was actually searching for me. I wasn't willing to risk rejection again. Months passed with no second thoughts given to the feelers that I put out on the internet. Waiting to board the plane home from a business trip, I decided to check my voicemail. I will never forget the message waiting for me from my husband. I had received an email from a woman who said she found my information on the adoption site. She thought I was her daughter. Instantly, tears came to my eyes, and a flood of warmth rushed into my heart as I thought, she really does love me. I am worth looking for. I am worth finding. Never before had I cried for or acknowledged the true longing of my little girl heart to know my mother. I called her when I arrived home, and by that evening, I was looking in pure amazement at pictures she emailed. The social worker had breached all protocol out of sympathy for my mother and given her copies of Polaroid pictures. The original pictures of me at 10 days old were taken from my soon-to-be adoptive parents. They were the exact same pictures I had in my baby book, sitting on the shelf in my office. My biological mother, Sherry, told me she had been looking for me since I turned 18. Out of the hundreds of adoption reuniting websites, it was nothing less than the work of God that she found my information on the one and only site I registered on. Sherry sent me a letter after our initial phone call and enclosed an opal ring. Opal is October's birthstone. All of the females in Sherry's family for at least 4 generations were born in October. She wrote that the ring belonged to her grandmother and was passed down each generation. Sherry married after my birth and had 2 more children, my half-brother and sister. The next in line for the ring should have been my half-sister. But instead, Sherry saved her ring for me, the girl she gave away, the girl she was desperately hoping to someday meet again. I met Sherry for the first time 3 months after I gave birth to my own precious little girl. One of my most cherished memories is from that day when I placed my baby girl into Sherry's arms. This time, I watched as tears slid down her cheek and softly landed onto the face of my child. This time, they were tears of healing for her and for me. I no longer wondered of her love for me. I no longer wondered of my worth. We had come full circle. I realized I had always been with her. I had always been a part of her. That day, I learned the true power of a mother's love.